Hello YouTube, I am once again your host, Steamtown Gamer, and today we are rocking Resistance 3, of course, on the PlayStation 3. This game is just really fun. There are 4 Resistance games. One is on the PSP, the others are obviously on the PlayStation 3. And I had to stop and I had to think about which one is my favorite, and it is number 3. Number 3 is just a really open experience about the game. I know that doesn't really mean that much. It's just really fun. It's more apocalyptic. It takes place a few years after Resistance 2, and we don't play as Nathan Hale because he in fact died in the second game. This is his friend who was basically by his side throughout most of the game. And of course you team up with the Doctor, who, as you can see, is the side there. I've already forgotten his name. But the whole idea of this game is to basically get from one end of the country to the other, because the entire world is fucked. In Resistance 1 and 2 and the PSP game, it was like you could just get there because, you know, the Chimeran hadn't taken over. They were still, you know, fighting constantly, but they hadn't completely won. In fact, it was still a solid shot. But in the third game, the Chimeran have essentially won. They are literally terraforming the Earth to a colder environment. It is crazy. There's just small pockets of resistance and, you know, colonies, things like that. But that is how bad the world is now. Now, as you can see, I have finished the game, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to start a new one. Now, you could even play 2-player on this game. It had a lot of network features, and guess what? I never played them. Which sucked because I don't really know why I didn't play it. I just didn't have the codes on me at the time to unlock the online capability.
I killed Nathan Hale. I had no choice. He was becoming one of them. He could have stopped me, but I think he wanted to die. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Even in death, Hale continued to fight. Dr. Malikov found a unique protein in Hale's blood.
Okay.
He isolated it, created a vaccine. Finally, a cure for the Chimera virus. We were all inoculated, saved again by Hale one last time. Hale was the hero, and I was the villain.
He basically quit.
90% of the world's population had been killed or converted by the Chimera. Those of us remaining did what we could to remind ourselves we were human. Susan and I found each other, fell in love. We both wanted to forget the past. We vowed to stop fighting and start living. I kept that vow as long as I could.
So basically the Chimeran's main form of attack, okay, it's 4 years later, was these spires where they could just infect an entire town. You can actually see one in the right hand corner. They would hit like the town and then basically infect everyone in there, and then they would basically win. But now everyone's immune, it doesn't work anymore.
Joe.
So he plays Joe.
Joe. Sorry to wake you. Did you have a good sleep?
His wife is pretty hot.
Dale said he's got your bullseye ready at the range. Thanks for staying up with Jack last night. Oh, I didn't think he'd ever get to sleep. Maybe he had another fever. Or maybe he just wanted to spend more time with his daddy.
So we get to, you know, roam around. We get to find out just how bad the world really is and the way people are living now. I mean, he was sleeping on that. I mean, that's just, you know, ugly as hell. This is just one of many small communities just hiding away. There's literally nothing people can do.
It's a cold one out here today, boys. South outpost, all clear.
There is no more army. There is no more resistances. There is nothing. It's all gone. So these townspeople, they built a series
Hey, Joe.
of tunnels
How's Jack
leading
doing
from
today?
basements to
Poor kid sounded like he was coughing up a lung last
boiler
night.
rooms, things like that, in order to just get around.
Morning, Joe. Say, listen, Dale's got your bullseye ready. Well, watch it. He's mighty cranky this morning.
So if you recall, this is an alternate version of history. This happened in the 1950s. Basically, World War II didn't start. I'm pretty sure these guys started World War II.
Joe, what
But
in
of
the
course you
Sam
weren't
hell
fighting
took
them.
you so long? Here, got your bullseye all fixed up.
Old woman's trying to shoot.
Now, I ain't fired it yet. You know how I feel about working on these goddamn alien things.
Let's put on a show, shall we?
Hey, look. Joe's got a bullseye.
Hey, Joe. Mind if we watch you practice?
Hey guys, we're back. Now I just sort of cut a bit out there because quite frankly it was really boring. It was just tutorial stuff. Anyway, we're getting back into the actual swing of it now. Basically the Chimeran, we fired our guns, tested them, things like that. But now the Chimeran are rolling through town. Now they're actually following the Doctor when he showed up, believe it or not. He spent a lot of time and put himself in harm's way many times to track Joe down to this very spot.
The street.
Stalkers.
Stay low. Wait until they pass by, then get into the tunnels.
I can't pull out my weapons, by the way. It's just chilly with beams.
Come on. Let's stick to the tunnels.
24 cent hamburgers with cheese. Ooh, that sounds good, actually.
We gotta meet up with Nate at the bowling alley. Come on.
Don't let him kill us.
So they haven't even seen a patrol go through any time recently, and then all of a sudden one comes straight through town. And that's because, yeah, that patrol is following the Doctor. Check it out, the bowling alley.
Sounds like they're gone. Yeah, I think they're gone.
Okay, come on, who didn't see that?
Hybrids!
Alright, let's get into it. Now, the Chimeran, once again, are called hybrids because they are made of multiple people, because sort of like compressed together and which gets made into a warrior. I believe it's like at least 4.
Hold them behind the trench! Got the one on the right!
This secondary function on the magnet makes the game so much easier and so much more fun. Now, Joe is human. He's not infected, so he doesn't have the automatic healing ability in the second game. But they did remove the shitty component of the second game where you only got one weapon. This time you can have as many weapons as you want. Well, as many weapons there are in the game, just like the first one. So a stalker has a shield. You didn't see before, but we were also given these EMP grenades during the tutorial.
This way!
Which I believe we do like this.
Keep firing! Wait till we take the shields and shields down! Open fire!
As you can see, it's already taken a lot of damage.
It's hurt! Save
No
your
more
ammo.
grenades. You're gonna have to
Nothing's
find some
getting
more.
through that shield.
The graphics in this game are just unbelievably well. I mean, this is a really old game as far as PlayStation 3 games go. And
Go
it's
get
just
the
so
grenades,
well made.
Joe!
I mean, the quality, the detail. They obviously put a lot of effort into it. And you wouldn't think you would normally see this kind of effort in such an old game, but it's just really outstanding to see this. Still got no grenades.
Take down its shield!
Oh, I think there's some, yeah, looks like there's more ammunition at the top. You can even read this poster. Milkshake, sodas, banana split.
There's a ladder round the back of the ice cream shop! Go! Take down its shield!
Anyway, there should be some more. Yeah, we've got some more. So that is the spire that releases all these insect creatures that infect people.
Nice one! Keep firing! Go on! It's about to go down! Hell of a job, Joe!
That was nuts. So you got your like water tower in the background. It's just I can't believe I didn't really notice how good this game is well created. Look at it, you can see detail on everything.
Get him out of sight and get back underground, everybody.
All scouts, report in.
North outpost, clear. South outpost, clear. West outpost is clear.
Tommy Dean, report in. Tommy Dean, do you read me?
Susan.
Joe. Oh. I thought I lost you.
I'm okay. How is he?
Oh, fever's down. A little. Joe, I can't reach Tommy Dean.
His radio's probably out again.
Should I send Lester?
All right. I'll check it out, okay?
You can take a wild guess
Joe.
as to what's been going on.
Be careful.
Yeah, so 90% of the world's population is dead or have been infected and turned into the Chimeran, which is, I didn't really mention this, but the Chimeran are humans. They are like hybrids. They are, well, they used to be humans. They're fighting their own kind, and it's just really, really crazy. And this chapter was called Wanted Man, as you just saw. Looks like even humans are starting to adopt the concept of the healing practices by the Chimeran. Now, the Chimeran themselves, they require extreme cold temperatures in order to survive because they have such fast metabolisms and such fast healing capabilities that they physically... Oh, shit. Fuck, I never noticed that before. Oh man, that guy is bleeding out. Oh, he's just writhing around in pain. I can't see shit. Oh man. I never noticed that. I never noticed that. I've played this game at least half a dozen times at least, and I never noticed that because I'm recording this now and it's just I'm really stopping and analyzing it, not for myself but for you guys. And it's just note by John Harper. Okay, moving on.
How'd they find us, Joe?
Yeah, the details in this game are just incredible. This literally matches anything made by today. There are many games that are coming out now that do not have
Hog Shooter operator, this is
any
Haven.
decent graphics compared to this.
Hog Shooter, this is Haven.
They've got good graphics, good details, but nothing compared to this game. And this is a very old game, so it kind of puts it to shame. Oh, it's incredible.
Joe, honey, are you there? Bobby saw a dropship coming into land near you. Be careful.
I'm probably going to do another one of my little cutting things because, quite frankly, helping this guy out is kind of boring. Well, I wouldn't say boring, it's just not part of the main game and it just takes up valuable footage. So I'm probably going to... Oh, sorry, got to switch between grenades. So we've got the EMP, which is useless because it doesn't actually do any damage unless you have Okay guys, I'm going to go ahead and just skip ahead to the part where I finish all this and I head back to reunite with everyone and then I meet the doctor. Alright, let's hope this works. I'm back. Basically all I did was fight my way to the barn. Now I met up with this guy called Tommy. Now he's going to show us a storm that is approaching. I was mentioning before and just simply got off topic that the Camarran have to have these cooling systems physically installed with metal components and wiring going into them to cool them down. The process of installing them is quite painful, but the Camarran don't seem to mind that much anyway. Yeah, they physically aren't built for Earth's climate. They need basically the equivalent to like the North and South Pole conditions. It needs to be constantly freezing, constantly all the time. Then they can thrive. Basically, that's what they're trying to do to Earth. They are literally re-terraforming Earth to turn it into one giant snowball. And this is how they're doing it.
Get ready.
Doing too well. Actually, really hoping one of them would drop some health. As you can see, the clouds have basically these clouds have come out of nowhere, and this guy Tommy has spotted what's doing it. Hopefully, this will trigger the cutscene that will show us. Okay, I was about to say it's frozen or something, but...
Tell me I'm crazy.
Here we go. This is just how fucked up the world is. And there is more than one.
What the hell is it?
It's a terraformer.
And those stalkers on the ground, they aren't the ones that we saw.
Susan, you there?
I was just gonna call you. A guy just walked into town and says he knows you. Get a few drones following him. I've got everyone underground just in case.
We won't be
Like,
safe
it's like the
underground.
size of a 20-story
We have to
building.
evacuate the town.
Evacuate? What's going on?
Get down!
Thanks, Joe.
Susan.
So as far as everyone's concerned, the Cameron have won. They've won. And it's
Dropships are
all
headed
because
toward
of their
town!
actions in
Hurry!
the second game. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to
Chimera incoming. But get
skip ahead
underground.
until we defeat all of these and get to the next cutscene, where the game storyline opens up, because this is just kind of filler and filling in the doctor. So,
All Haven residents, prepare for
what's this
immediate evacuation.
thing? So we thought these, we thought these big ass creatures, so spider things. Look, here is the ones I was talking about. Yeah, check that out. Crazy. Now that I've started up again, we might as well run, because if I recall, we don't have to fight anymore, we just have to run. Now, I did take a lot of damage. I was going to wait till the next cutscene, but I was like, no, I'll show you guys this. And I died because I went back to show you guys just how fucked up things are.
Dropships are headed toward town! Hurry!
Alright, let's go.
Chimera incoming. But if you get underground,
So the doctor ultimately doesn't have any kind of plan. All he knows is what's happening is in New York City and they have to get to New York City. That's the plan. They have no idea what to say. And they have no idea what they're doing. Top of the house? Oh, in the house, like, yeah, drop back.
That was close. Tommy needs base. Me and Joe are safe. But there's a terraformer coming toward Haven.
evacuation is already underway. You two get back here as quick as you can.
We're on our way.
So the Chimera...
Oh, Christ.
That was his wife or something?
Out the back here.
So the Chimeran are doing this all across the planet,
Lead the way,
and the
Joe. I'm
global
right behind
temperature is in fact dropping very slightly, like a fraction of degrees every couple of weeks. But then again, this has been going on for 2 weeks, so ultimately the entire world is just slowly getting colder.
Steelhead!
Steelheads are significantly more difficult, as well as they can shoot through walls like that. But this means that when we kill them, we're going to get their weapons. We can also put up shields. Ugly bastards, aren't they? So those things on the back are their cooling systems. I've mentioned it in my other games as well. Angler. So the Chimeran themselves are...
That steelhead dropped its auger.
In the first and second game, a lot of the basic ones that you fight were basically prototypes, or at least a working model of a prototype, because these are aliens, but these aren't the aliens we're fighting. These were once humans that have been mutated and physically compressed together to make a soldier. So these guys in the first and second game were a bit larger, a bit bulkier, and quite frankly a bit stupider. Not in the detail, I mean just mentally they weren't as intelligent as these ones here. Over time they have worked on their prototypes and made a superior soldier, which is probably how they've won. We can look through the angler. There we go, watch this. We can even
Sounds like you
activate
popped his heat
shields.
stack. Let's go.
This is good for taking out enemies really
around
far
for more.
away or just not wanting to deal with enemies at all. But it's not great for standard combat, especially that.
Dropping over, Joe. That shield can stop anything. Shut dog around. Let's go through everything. Take cover. Before it comes back
This
around.
is a scout team that basically found out where we are because of the Professor. The Professor was traveling pretty far and wide to track down Joe, just so he can come and escort him to New York, and then when they got to New York, they would figure out a plan right then and there. Of course, getting there is going to be a lot difficult because in the first and second game, you would just hop in a hovercraft or something, fly there, but that is no longer the case because the Camarans have they've taken over the skies, they've taken over land and sea. They are everywhere, so it's just a matter of sneaking around.
Son of a bitch. I think that's Paul Trestle. Son of a bitch. I know I should be sad, but I ain't. Just angry.
That was another one of the scouts. As you can see here, was
get
the
back to
radio
town.
on his lookout, but he didn't last too long. Based on the shots, it was probably an
Through the
angler.
mill and we're home free. Come on, Joe.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a bit more fighting to go through, and it looks like this is going to take a while. So I'm going to go ahead and stop recording and then turn it back on right when we make it back to the back to the town where everyone is evacuated except for your wife and your son, basically. They're just here to say goodbye and to meet up with the Professor. All right, let's try this. See you there.
Last I saw her, she was near the bank.
And you
Scrounge
guys
for
are
weapons
back.
and ammo. Then get back to town. There's more of them on the way.
So they had patrols that, you know, basically very small patrols walk through the city and walk through the town or around the town. But that was the first time a large group has come through the town, and obviously they were looking for humans because they were following the
Susan,
Professor.
is Jack okay?
Yes, he's in the tunnel.
Get him. Grab all the food, water, and blankets you can carry. Lester, barricade that street. Chimeran ground troops will be here in a few minutes. We'll have to hold them off till the rest of the town evacuates. I want to know who got us into this mess. Malakoff. You goddamn fool, you let him right to us!
Still have the anger issues, I see.
What's going on?
Nothing. Just a crazy old man.
Joseph, you must listen. When Nathan detonated the bomb in Mexico, it acted as a catalyst. Power surged through the Chimeran Tower network toward New York City. There it activated a bridge through space and time, what they call a wormhole.
But it accelerated their plan.
Its purpose is a mystery, but its effects are clear. That tower in New York is slowly freezing our entire planet. I've been trying to find you for months.
We're moving everybody upstate. We might have room for one more.
No, you don't understand. I came here for Joseph. We must travel to New York City. We must shut down the tower.
Not a chance in hell.
Temperatures are dropping faster. We will not survive the winter. Any of us.
Joe, more dropships in the main street.
I'll be right there.
Joseph, I'm the only man alive who knows how to shut down that tower. I need you to protect me on the way to New York.
You want protection? Here.
She wants to ask a lot of questions as to, you know, who, what, where, and how, but she can't. There's no real point.
Follow the tunnel under the church. I'll be right behind you.
I'll call you and let you know when everyone's out.
Don't wait for us. You and Jack get out of here. Promise. Come on, Joe.
Now, it's a suicide mission just to get to New York. Lebanon trying to shut down that tower. He doesn't even really know that there is a tower in New York, 100% sure. Now that I think about it, he probably is.
Let's regroup in the shop.
But he doesn't really have any plans on how to shut it down or how to get in. Just he knows what basically to do to shut it down. But how exactly he will do that, he doesn't know.
I'm hit! Ricky, get up! Ricky!
Once again, this person is injured. Injured people.
Take this marksman, Joe.
Alright, so we've got a new weapon.
I put a few turrets in there. Use them if you get into trouble.
I didn't really mention this. So in the first game, you could have as many weapons as there were in the game. Once you just found a new type of weapon, you got that weapon. They removed that concept in the second game where you could only have 2 weapons at a time, and then they brought it back for the third one, so that's pretty sweet. What does kind of suck is there is one really, really fun overkill weapon that you don't get until nearly the end of the game. I forget what it's called, but you get it in the prison. It's really fun to use. It has some real wicked side effects. Now, you can see here that there are cheats. I can activate these cheats because every time you play the game, you get points. Sometimes you get more, sometimes you can get less, depending on how fast and how accurate you are. But ultimately, you get points for completing the game. And then you can go to the cheat menu in the game and unlock certain cheats. And not only just cheats, but new things altogether, like giving the Cameron human weapons and things like that. So I could hit infinite ammo, turn it on, and then once again I'll be cruising through the game because I would only have the ammunition for the guns I wanted. But I'm not going to do that, not yet anyway, not while you guys are watching.
We gotta hold these sons of bitches back while the rest of the town evacuates.
Oh shit.
Let's go!
That fire's just a little mini tunnel, that's pretty cool. The close range and far range as well, that is fucking cool, I will say. The humans actually adopted this concept from the Cameron, where the Cameron weapons have a secondary function. And that's what the humans did. They modified their weapons because the Camerons had a way to modify their weapons with a secondary function. You can shoot the turret and disable it. You could actually see the tube cooling system for the guy's tubes that were going in and out of his body explode. But yeah, the guy's tube exploded out of his body. And then when I hit him with the second shot, he died. Yeah, I mean, I just love the nostalgia of this game. All the little signs that are just 50 screens. It's so cool. It really is. I do love seeing like the like 30 cents like that. That was really cool.
Roll it in, please!
Those things just fly concentrated cold air and freeze anything that they touch. They're literally just going to transform the entire world. And of course they're focusing in America. That's where the wormhole is. And it's not winter yet, which means that they've got a little bit of time. Gas regular 25 cents a gallon. You know what? This weapon sucks my ass. Sorry, I could have killed this weapon.
One more! Take him out!
Yeah, you can actually see his tubes explode as well, like they
We need more time.
thrown out of his body, but we couldn't see it correctly. Long legs. Oh yeah, these are fun. Aggressive things.
Billy's down!
So these are a new one for this game. Each game has their own has a lot of unique Chimeran to themselves, you know, the first, second, and third that you only see in those games. Long legs are one of them. It's really cool to see that, to shoot them and then it sort of like fucks up their jump, but then they explode in midair. It's really fun to do. These guys are easy to take out now, but later on in the game they become quite difficult. Even the last guys that you want to see, basically, because it's just such a pain in the ass jumping through the massive buildings that have.
They're going right over us! Got it. Hold back! Hold back! Move along! Back to the
Jetway to the east. 24-hour St. Louis Championship, 1949.
Susan, they're coming your way.
We're almost out. Just a few more people. Get back to the church.
So we held them off long enough for everyone to evacuate, but it's not going to be enough. I'm sorry, it will be enough for everyone to evacuate, but ultimate goal is they don't know where they're going to go, but they know where I'm going to go, and that is to get the fuck out of this place and help the professor. If I can shoot that. Shit. Where do I go? It's like they're waiting for me, but I don't know where to go. Oh, fall back. You have to take out all the Chimeras? There's one or two left of these things. It definitely wants me to go here. And then here. Is there just more Chimeran out there that we have to kill? That might be the case. Is there still one more hopping around? Man, this is infuriating. That's better. You know, I'm going to cut this out and then come back to it. Hello guys, we are back. Now there's been a little bit of a time relapse since I last played. What had happened before was that there was a glitch in the game which caused it to, well, glitch out and I couldn't proceed forward. Anyway, I did, and then I killed this big ass Chimeran, this thing over here. It's really cool. Once again, just showing the concept that each game has their own unique enemies, and this is one of them. It's always quite difficult to kill. They're a real pain in the ass. You have to like shed its armor over time. Anyway, now that we've done that, we're going to head back to the church. Now we're just evacuated. This should be the end of the town. As you can see, the storm is approaching. This is happening all across the world. It's going to destroy, well, not necessarily destroy, but essentially freeze the entire planet. It's going to be bad. Now, the entire town's basically been evacuated except for Sarah, I think her name was. Our child, who I don't remember his name, and the professor.
Come on! Come on!
He just wants nothing to do with it.
Susan, what are you doing? We gotta get out of here.
I am tired of watching my son die.
Susan.
Susie, we gotta go.
Dr. Malakoff says that if you go to New York...
What are you saying?
If there's a chance, if there is any chance at all to give Jack a better life...
Yeah, but if I go, I might never...
Don't make me choose, Joe. Don't do that to me. Don't.
Go.
You'll do your best, right?
Right.
I love you.
That was heartbreaking. It really was.
The Chimera monitor the roads. We will be safer on the water.
So we're going to take his boat.
You are doing the right thing, Joseph.
Shut up and drive.
I mean, that was heartbreaking. It really, really was. We got over 1,200 miles to New York, just under 1,300 miles to New York. That's how the story will progress. Each chapter gets us a little bit closer to New York. And you just saw the New York Tower, where we saw the wormhole going between two worlds. That is a direct link to the Chimeran homeworld.
The fog is thickening, and I have lost the river. Stay prepared, Joseph. We may find trouble ahead.
So we're lost, essentially.
Your pal Freddy here. I got some folks on the line who'd like to pass along some messages. Go ahead, Arkansas.
Listen to this.
This is Ronaldo Johnny from Deer Creek, Arkansas. I just want to tell my family I'm okay. Our hunting party was attacked by some damn hybrids, but I got away. I'll come back to the hideout as soon as it gets dark. I love you, honey. Indiana, you're on the line.
This is Irma Lindemann of Terre Haute, Indiana. I'm looking for my daughter, Molly. She's 6 years old, long, dark hair, brown eyes. Molly, if you're out there, please call Mommy and let me know
The roadway is blocked. We will follow the river through this mill.
So yeah, the world is just gone crazy. Now we just heard that radio station going off, and that's really cool because they will do more of these call-outs over time, and we'll see how things progress.
Look, Joseph, straight ahead.
This is really
Kraken.
cool.
It must have lost its way from deeper waters. What a fascinating creature. If only we had time to stop and examine the carcass. Do not interrupt the leapers while they are feeding.
If you shoot them, they all attack. I've done it the first time I played this game. I'm not going to do it now because it's just going to take up some time. That thing is huge, and as you can see, it was made by the Chimeran because of the metal exoskeleton it's given it. The Chimeran have gotten so big, a lot of their
Those
creatures...
leapers are any indication, we may not be as safe on these waters as I had hoped. Here, take this.
Rosemore.
It has not been fired for some time. Test it on those blast routes over there.
So now that we've got a few seconds, shit.
Good. That shotgun is effective in close quarters only. But I modified its secondary fire with longer range concussion grenades. Try it.
Grenade launcher as well.
Very good. If you need more ammunition, you should find it in the container on the main deck.
Now I remember what I was saying after I launched it. There are feral Chimeran. There are feral subspecies as well. Those little monsters that we've seen, even though giant kraken. Some have become... Check that out, that big
Waters
thing over
branch
there.
here. Let us see where this takes us. We must stay away from the Goliath.
Yeah, so at the beginning of the game they were weaponized, but as time progressed, they have spread, and now there are entire like ranges and herds of these things. The Widowmakers, the small little meaty ones that we just saw, it's
Look
just
how the
crazy,
ice is
and that would be from
collecting
just
on the
about every
Chimeran
kind of
power
Chimeran that we've seen.
conduits. The passage looks a bit narrow, but I think I can squeeze through. Hold on!
So these are cooling cables. They're moving around like that. That indicates to me that they're capable of self-repair and regeneration.
Ah, the water is shallow, but we must keep moving.
Now, the Chimera, they can infect a population by spreading out these little insect things that land by those big-ass spires that we've seen.
Joseph, did you hear that? Hello?
And they
Is anyone
turn
there?
into these things called Grims. Now, if the Chimera get a hold of you before you turn into a Grim, you'll become a warrior. But if they don't, you turn into that.
Grims! Ah, they're jumping onto the boat! They're in the water! They're climbing onto the boat!
So these are basically feral. I don't know if these will attack other Camarans, but as far as I can tell, they've gone feral. They cannot be controlled or used in any other purposes besides just roaming around and hurting us humans. Christmas celebrations. One stop. LB L1 stop. Food center.
Route is no good. There are too many Grims. We must find open water.
Oh shit, that just threw something at me. They're throwing shit. I hope it's not actual shit.
You are injured, Joseph. Go into the deck house. This street leads to the docks. Open water should be ahead. More Grims on the roof of the diner.
Yeah, they're just picking up rocks. I blew that one's arm off and it still kept coming after me.
More ice! I will try to speed through it. We are stuck on the ice again. Quickly, Joseph! They are boarding the boat! We are almost free! Finally, we can move once again.
I tried to fire my secondary ammunition.
We should be safe now that we have found more open waters. You did very well, Joseph.
Here is when things start to get a bit fucky. Checkpoint reached, Mississippi.
Elmore here with an update on Molly Lindemann, the missing girl from Terre Haute, Indiana. This here's Roger Sander from Prairie Creek Township. This is Lindemann. We have your girl, Molly. There's a cabin on the north end of Boyle Lake. Meet us there. We'll have Molly waiting for you. And there it is, folks. As I always say, keep helping each other.
Shock drones. It appears they are attacking a group of Leapers. Those Leapers must be feral, evolved independently, free of the hive mind. Very curious. This phenomenon requires further study.
Similar situation as to what happened with the ice. Basically, they will short circuit the engine.
They have seen us! They have shorted the engine. Start, you blasted boat! Start! Come on! Pizda! I got it! Hold on!
This is like in the middle of construction work when it got hit, probably by a spire which infected the entire town, or at least the general region.
Not again! Joseph, I am trying! Hold on! Start, you damn big start! Good work, Joseph.
So this part in the game, I think, is just really fun. It's a shame that there's no more of these kind of fun expeditions. I mean, it just really is real fun.
It appears we have found the river. According to my map, we are now on the Mississippi. The city of St. Louis should be close. We will stop there and look for supplies.
Uh-oh.
Oh no! Look! Ahead of us! Goliath. It is coming this way. Dermo. We have no choice. We must stay here and pray it does not take notice.
Look at the size of that thing. I mean, just look at that thing. There's no way that humanity can win by sheer resistance alone. There's no way.
Now is our chance to escape! Not now! Not now! This godforsaken boat! Ah, Stark! Weiter, Torski, Loki! The Goliath has seen us! It is turning around! I got it! Rockets incoming! Behind us! We must outrun the Goliath! Hold on!
Dropships.
Long legs! Rockets incoming! Hold on!
Yeah, this place is really just coming apart. Oh shit!
We're
Gonna need
injured,
some
Joseph.
help,
Go into
gonna
the
need
deck
some
house.
help.
Long legs behind us! More of them! Up front! Joseph, there is first aid in the deck house below me. It is almost there. Keep shooting. We are losing the Goliath! Just in time. This boat is falling apart. Longlegs, straight ahead. Ah, dead end!
Justin was so close to getting out, and then we got hit by that dead end. I just love how the long legs, they explode once you hit them. It's just really, really fun to do. Oh, the deck is just covered in bodies.
More of them, straight ahead.
They will once again stop us.
The engine is overheating. This boat will not last much longer. They have us surrounded. Excellent. Open water. Our fortunes have turned.
We're about to make it. We're home free.
This way. Oh no. Another one. We have no choice. We must keep moving. Faster. Faster. Ah!
And we are done. And that's the game over. This is where the story ends, and then we move on. Resident Evil 2, number 4. Nearly said Resident Evil there. I did not say that. I'm of course just dicking around. By no means is the game over. It's still just the beginning. I mean, a lot of that was just the tutorial phase. And the opening of the storyline.
Can you walk?
I'm fine.
Now keep pressure on it. Gotta get you someplace warm.
That coal tower looks like a safe place to rest. Must find a way up there. Quickly!
Okay, so this is the end of the episode. I really did love playing this game again, and it was really, really awesome. I highly recommend that you go out and buy this game. I like it out of all three of them, but it's a very close call for me to say that this is the best out of all of them. It's arguably the best, I would say that, very arguably. I simply love it. If you like what you saw and you want to see more of it, I'll probably do another episode. I usually try to do at least 3 episodes of a game when I start recording. So, you know, like, subscribe and share if you haven't already, and catch you guys later.